Hi, this is the first week that we work from home. So I am almost the only person in the office, but I'm gonna take off the mask so you can hear me. I mean, this is not a joke, but it's not as bad as it could be. So we're still in the early stages when the whole world is trying to see how difficult this will get. You see the second person alive there? Yep. So we're in a similar situation, but most people work from home in the studio. So today I have just a quick question to go through and no build to show. So if you're here to watch the build, then probably go to the Discord channel and take a look at the recent visuals. I'll just explain the concept of parties in the world of Spire of Sorcery. We are currently working on, we're fully in production, so we currently work on implementing certain design decisions that we've made before. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. For example, today we realized that we shouldn't say go and attack a nest. We should say go and destroy the nest, because we are talking about the outcomes and not the actions. But that's just what happens right now in production. And a lot of times we have certain assumptions for mechanics, and then once we realize that we need to fine-tune the that's an alchemic substance that I use for my tea. Once we realize that it's too complicated, we push it back and we just want to see certain things work, and then we fine-tune it. As an example, in every hex on the map you can have a certain location, let's say a nest or a village or a monolith, an idol. You can have a creature standing there. You can have your own party or multiple parties. And you can have a natural event like a swarm of locusts or poisonous gas coming out, or the emanation of chaos which is flying all the way from the east. And that's it. One on each level. And then on top of this, maybe we will do weather like rain and storms. Maybe we will not. At this time we decided to push this back and just to have these 4 levels. So about the parties. The party doesn't have a leader anymore. A party is just a party, a group of characters. You can have 1, 2, 3. At the moment there is no limit. There is a limit on by design how many characters you can have in the game, because we control this. We add different quests that you can complete to get new characters, so we know that generally at this time in the game you'll have no more than 6 or 10. We start with 4 and then we continue expanding. There's no leader. At every event you choose the specialist that will complete the event and the skill check. Several parties can be in the same hex. We originally thought this is a bad idea, so we played a little bit with the prototype where you could, if you move to the same hex, you merge and you become one big party, but we did not let you have 2 parties in the same hex. Now we realize that was not a best decision, so we do allow you to have several parties, and if you want to merge, that's a separate screen, merge parties. You can exchange items between the parties that stand next to each other in hexes. Probably will change it to having to be in the same hex to change items. You can split the party at any time during your turn. And when you split, every new party has the same number of move points as the original party. Move points are defined by the lowest move point of anyone in the group. It means that if you have a handicapped character or an injured character or a sick character, then the whole party will move with the speed of the slowest member of the party. And if you eject that guy or a girl, then you'll regain better move points next turn, not this turn, because in this turn, when the turn began, every character receives this many move points as the slowest person in the party. That is pretty realistic. If you have a complicated process, then the speed of the whole process is the speed of the slowest component. When we did our previous game, Gremlins Inc., at a certain time, the slowest production happened with the visuals, with the art that you see in the game on the playing field. And even though everything else was ready, we've been waiting and waiting. I think we lost 3 months because of that. But that was an example that if there is one production thing that is the slowest, then the whole thing is the slowest. And so the same for your party. And this is why we think splitting party will be used quite frequently once you have someone injured. So the rest of the party can speed up and the injured person can climb back to the Spire, if so they want. We do plan to allow you to set a goal for each party. What happened when we were playing with the board game prototype is that you quickly forget. You have 3 parties. This guy goes to mining, this guy goes to trading, this guy goes exploring, and then you forget, like, what did I want this guy for in this region? So we need to set the flag. And a big discussion that we have no answer for right now is, to which degree do we show you information on the map about your future travel? One extreme is we show you everything. This is a creature, this is the region of this creature, this is where you can mine, this is where you can trade, this is where you can hunt. A lot of information. And right now when we play test this, when we test it on the screen, it looks like a war game, and we don't really like that much. On the other extreme, we only show you what's next to your party and within the same turn. And again, that's a bit extreme because maybe you think you want to go to this region, but the world is so dangerous between you and the goal that you will abandon this plan if only you knew that there is swamp, there is locusts, there's bloodsuckers, there's a giggler, there's a forest cat. So we should somehow communicate this to you before you make the wrong decision. And also we should probably show you that the fastest way still will take you 20 turns. So maybe then you say, you know what, screw this, I'm not spending 20 turns just traveling there. So that's the ongoing discussion, and I think we will end up with just giving up on some point and shipping it, and then playing it, and then making the changes. Because a lot of this experimentation happens in the mind, and sometimes we cannot simulate the real game that's going to happen. That's about all that I wanted to share with you today. We've got a bunch of updates on the visual side of the map, but that's pretty easy to see in Discord. And in terms of game events and logic, we've got more documents, we've got more sheets, we've got more Confluence pages, but that hasn't made its way into the build yet. While with the build, we're still playing with the map and showing you parties, managing parties, but it's still a bit too early, which is why my friend here, Andre, he's there coding and working on this, and I didn't want to distract him for this stream. So that's about it for today, and hopefully more visual stuff next week. Well, we'll see. It is what it is. Stay safe and see you next week.